Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps confirmed that Israel launched ballistic missiles during the attack, but not the conventional ballistic missiles that we know of. Instead, Israel fired an unknown number of air-launched ballistic missiles. So what is an air-launched ballistic missile, or ALBM? And how is it different from conventional ballistic missiles? Well, let's start with the basics. A ballistic missile is a weapon that has a fixed trajectory, where the rocket booster gives an arched trajectory. During this, the missile flies out of the Earth's atmosphere and into space for optimal range. Then the warhead falls towards its intended target at speeds greater than Mach 5, making the weapon hypersonic. However, these missiles can only be launched from fixed land-based launchers, mobile truck launchers, or silos installed on ships and submarines. Traditional ballistic missile launchers are easily detected. Once the trajectory is calculated, they can be taken out. We've already seen Iranian ballistic missiles being intercepted by Israel. However, there is a way to make the missile completely unpredictable, and Israel showed the world that with its ALBMs. Here's how this weapon flips the script. The ballistic missile is strapped to a fighter jet. In Israel's case, their Air Force has specialized F-15 and F-16 fighter jets capable of launching ballistic missiles. These jets first climb to a high altitude and then launch the missile, and when launched, it's already in the air, giving it a major head start. The booster rockets send the missile out of Earth's atmosphere in a few seconds, creating a traditional ballistic trajectory. The missile then heads to its target at hypersonic speeds. Overall, the air-launched ballistic missile completely beats conventional missiles in two ways. First, it's unpredictable. Ground launchers have to come to a halt before launching the weapon, and this can be tracked via satellites. So the moment a ground or naval silo opens its doors, the world knows what's coming. But when launched from a fighter jet, tracking the ballistic missile becomes nearly impossible, because the aircraft can mask itself behind mountains or use clouds as cover, hiding its movement from satellites. Second is the reaction time. Because a ground-based ballistic missile can be tracked, air defenses can calculate the time to impact. But when a missile is launched by a fighter jet at supersonic speeds, everything comes down to milliseconds, even interceptions. An air-launched ballistic missile is a sure-shot message to achieve strike objectives. Now Israel has multiple types of air-launched ballistic missiles. But the most common and combat-proven missiles are the Rampage, ROX, and LORA. The Rampage is optimized for destroying high-value targets like command centers, bunkers, and critical infrastructure. Then there is ROX, a missile that specializes in taking out high-mobility targets like VIPs and mobile command centers. And finally, we have the LORA, meant for strategic targets like nuclear plants or petroleum refineries. It remains unclear which of these three ALBMs Israel fired at Iran. However, the message from Israel remains clear. It will not back down when attacked, even if that means climbing the escalation ladder with air-launched ballistic missiles.